Practice listening topic. Vietnam says AES Corp intends to develop $13 billion wind farm. U.S.-based energy utility AES Corp plans to develop a major offshore wind farm in Vietnam, the Southeast Asian country said on Friday, that could potentially double the country's wind power capacity. The wind farm, estimated to cost $13 billion and with a combined capacity of 4,000 megawatts, MW, would be built off Vietnam's south-central province of Binh Thuan, the Ministry of Industry and Trade said in a statement. AES did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The country currently has about 4,000 megawatts of wind capacity and wants to install 11,700 megawatts by 2030 and 66,000 megawatts by 2045, according to state media. AES submitted a letter of intent to develop the project to a Vietnamese energy delegation during an annual Vietnam U.S. energy security dialogue in Washington earlier this week, the ministry said. Hydrogen, power storage and nuclear energy were also discussed at the dialogue, the statement added. Vietnam, a regional manufacturing hub, is seeking to boost renewable energy development and reduce its reliance on coal for power generation, following a pledge it made last year alongside other major users of the dirty fossil fuel to become carbon neutral by 2050. The ministry this week asked the government to remove future coal-fired power projects with a combined capacity of 14,120 megawatts from a draft National Master Power Development Plan.
Practice listening topic. Why you should have the stomach to try the best local delicacies. Sean Nolan, a man who goes by the name Liver King, has been making waves across social media platforms recently. As his moniker suggests, he eats animals nose to tail, bones and blood, horns to hooves, and liver as his favorite. In places like the UK, where the practice of eating offal, or animal organs, is almost extinct, it's a pretty radical concept. However, I wonder if his diet is considered quite as outrageous here in Vietnam. I posted the meal on Instagram and my friends back home were revolted, as I knew they would be. This wouldn't have always been the case though. For centuries in the UK, entrails and internal organs were considered the best part of an animal to eat, as they were the most nutritious. However, in the past 70 years or so, offal has fallen from the hearts of the British public, and most people today couldn't stomach the thought of a dinner plate loaded with organs, with honorable exception, of course, going to steak and kidney pies. In Vietnam, there are no such qualms. Dishes such as pho lao bo, offal soup, gun tim heo, pork heart soup, and chow long, mixed offal congee, are not just readily available, but popular up and down the country. While not quite offal, chicken feet are also a common accompaniment to a glass of beer. There have been calls around the world to waste less meat, mimicking Vietnam in many respects. Green activists have been calling for the amount of meat taken from slaughtered animals to be maximized and not wasted, and they have a point. Throwing away perfectly usable meat just because it is an unpopular cut doesn't seem to make much sense, and it would mean fewer animals have to be reared in return for the same meat output. Now, don't get me wrong, people would take some convincing, and I'm certainly not suggesting everyone takes up the Liver King diet to save the world. However, perhaps we can take a few lessons from Vietnamese cuisine, and learn to love more than just the usual cuts of meat.